Hello everyone, it's Arium aka Yuno aka the Firefish guy, and today we have another Battling Boxer deck profile. This is my list. Uh, this is the Kree Boxers, or Floodgate Boxers, or whatever. I'm not entirely sure whether it's the better build, but I definitely think it's more fun. So this is the list I played during the last Moral Attack Monthly. I went 2-2 plus buy, and yeah, I just changed the one card in the extra deck that wasn't really needed. Uh, I will mention it. So yeah, starting off, I'm assuming you have seen the other deck profile. So 3 copies of Headgear, 3 copies of Glassjaw, 3 copies of um, Switch Hitter, and 3 copies of Spar. The Battling Boxer core. And next we have a little addition to the Battling Boxer core, 2 copies of Masked Chameleon. The only target in the deck is Glassjaw, and if you were to play it, you could also target Effect Veiler, but I don't, so yeah. Um, but basically just adds another Wolfbark to the deck, and while you cannot go into Lydiok with it, you can go into everything else with it, plus some really strong level 8 synchros, so it is really, really nice in my opinion. It's also searchable by King of the Feral Imps, obviously, which does come up sometimes. Next, we have 2 copies of Firehand and 2 copies of Ice Hand. I really like the hands in Battalion Boxer because, again, as I said, extenders are very bad past turn 1. Um, so the hands give you another decent turn 1 play and a decent play afterwards, too. So, yeah. They also fuel the grave quite nicely for mid-game soul charges. Since this is the Kree Boxers, we are running a lot of hand traps. Well, I'm running only 3 copies of Maxi and 3 copies of DD Crow, but Effect Valor is 100% an option in this deck, and I just chose not to run it. Um, Definitely would at least side deck it though. But basically, this is pretty much a trap deck that hates trap decks, so it mains the Kree and a lot of non-trap traps, basically. So yeah, these guys are alive versus pretty much every matchup. Valor is a lot more hit or miss and usually a lot less high impact. So yeah, moving on to the spells, Rota, Foolish Burial, staples. Then 3 copies of Forbidden Lance. I've seen people play 2. I can definitely understand that, but it is decently flexible in my opinion. Uh, I'm not maining MST. I'm just siding it, but you 100% could play MST instead of Lance. I just prefer it again. It protects you from compulse, breakthrough skill, finish chain, all that stuff. Next, pretty staple in this deck, 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice, because it's the best trap that isn't a trap, pretty much. uh, at least in quick pace spells. I'm not playing Book of Moon. You could, but I think Book of Moon is just ass in, in the format, so I don't. And then 2 copies of Kaiser Colosseum. This is already a 41 card deck, so uh, decided to play 2 to avoid breaking too much on it and to get the deck a bit thinner. But you could definitely play 3, and I will definitely side 3 because in some matchup it's really necessary to win. And I would also absolutely side 3 copies of Vanity's Emptiness because, well, versus combo decks, you side out the Kree, obviously. So, yeah, you definitely want that for combo decks. Next, we have 2 copies of Soul Charge. This deck fills the graveyard pretty easily, so Soul Charge is pretty good. And enough said, I think. And then to round off the spells, we have Dark Hole. Obviously, use it with Lidioka, and it's pretty strong. So yeah. Next for trap lineup, we have obviously 3 copies of Real Decree. Pretty much, it's what lets you turn around bad matchups into good matchups, especially Geargias. Obviously, card artifact trap tricks is a bit harder for Decree to stick in because you play so many, but that's also why playing 3 Decree is good, like Kaiser, because versus what it's good at, it's very easy for the first one to be popped, so the second one does really come in handy to draw. And then we are running off our list with 1 copy of Torrential Tribute, because if we do not see Decree, it's by far the highest impact trap we can run, and it's also very synergistic with the deck. There's also one other trap I would 100% consider setting, and that is Skilled Prisoner. It's kind of a funny card. you know, protects your lead yoke from 101 ladies. Kind of anti-synergistic with Decree, obviously, but you still get to use the Grieve effect if you use the first effect first, or just use it when it's dead, but that's obviously not that good, but yeah. Moving on to the extra deck, we are running obviously 3 copies of Lead Yoke, because it's Boxers. Level Wall Chain, because it's Boxers. Sends Glassjaw top deck, your Wolf Barks, either one could come up. King of the Feral Imps to search out your, Maskemillion. Could play Kagetokage. It's, in my opinion, the best extender because the warriors aren't really good, but extenders aren't very good, and even if it leaves a turn, and I would still rather search the second Masked Chameleon, honestly. And then, just generic rank force, 1/1, Exciton, Dweller, Rhapsody. Black Sheep, this is the card that I added after the tournament. I was running Black Rose Dragon instead, because if you get Flying Seed, next turn you can normal summon Masked Chameleon and go into it. Very niche application, probably wouldn't play it, but honestly, Black Sheep isn't even too important, so you could still run Black Rose. Then 1 copy of Gargorgon. In this build, it's really, really nice because of Soul Charge. Pretty much you get it with Soul Charge, and it lets you protect your not just Yoke, but also Kaiser if need be, and more importantly, Decree. Really, really strong for protecting Decree. And then to round off the rank 4 pool, we have Diamond Wolf. Really important because it lets you make a rank 4 play while not going into 2 monsters to make Kaiser Colosseum weaker, basically. So yeah, that's the XYZs for these synchros. We're running 1 copy of Crimson Braider because it just can auto-win sometimes. That's pretty good. 1 copy of Scrap Dragon. This is pretty much Diamond Wolf on steroids. You can use it to pop Lead Yoke to get its boost, to get the Glassjaw effect up. Can pop Dead Floodgates if need be. And can pop itself to make Kaiser still live. So really, really strong card in this deck. And then to round off the extra deck, we are running 1 copy of Stardust Spark Dragon. You could run the regular one, but I don't know. Honestly, could go either way. But the main reason we're playing Spark is because if you only have it on the field with Kaiser, it's better than having just Stardust. Since yes, Stardust can leave the field, but it's mostly determined by the opponent, so not that good. I feel like this is probably a bit better, but yeah, that's it from me for the list. Leave a comment, leave a like, join the Discord, ring the bell, subscribe, all that good shit, and goodbye.